Hello and welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name is Jamie and today I'm going to give you a full walk around video on this 2019 MY20 Mitsubishi Pajero GLX. Now, starting off the front of the car, we'll run you through all the features or most of the main features that the actual GLX MY20 does have. So being the MY20, the way to actually know the difference between an MY19 and an MY20 is not only the wheels, but you do actually get headlamp washers with the actual GLX Pajero itself as well. So in the MY19, you do not actually get the headlamp washers for the vehicle itself as well. You do have daytime running lights fitted on the front of the vehicle, and you also get the really nice fog lamps as well. So obviously during the day and also during the fog, you're actually going to get really good coverage on the road. Really big bold headlights with the chrome background in the headlights themselves, which actually ties in really nicely with the chrome garnishes and the chrome Mitsubishi badging in the middle of the vehicle. Now, I would highly recommend you do accessorize the car, especially if you do see yourself owning this car for a long time. Probably chuck on a thing like a bull bar or maybe even a nudge bar, or even just a little thing like a bonnet protector as well, which will contrast really well with that with the white paintwork as well. Now we'll come around and we'll look at our first alloy wheel. As I mentioned, it is a upgraded alloy wheel from the older model, the MY19 model, and it does have that nice 7-spoke design, which really looks good, and obviously is going to give good airflow to the brakes and the rotors in the actual wheel itself. Now the side step, as you can see, still fitted on the side of the vehicle, do have that nice the light grey and the darker, or the light silver and the darker grey finish on the side step itself as well. And as you can see with the Pajeros, you get the really nice wide arches and just gives the car a nice aggressive stance on the road. To actually have color-coded mirrors and door handles. Now the mirrors themselves actually have the indicator integrated into that side mirror. So a lot of manufacturers go this way these days to actually just clean up the side panels and give that real minimalistic look, because sometimes less is actually more. Now you will notice none of the windows are actually tinted on this vehicle, or they do not have the privacy glass, so I would highly recommend that you do talk to us about getting some window tint actually fit on the vehicle. So we do fit the darkest legal tint with a lifetime warranty with the tint we actually use here as well. Now again, another thing I would highly recommend you do talk to us about is maybe getting some weather shields on the actual vehicle. Not only do they look good, but are very functional for what they are as well. Taking a look inside the driver's compartment real quick. Now as you can see with the seats, you do also get, you can actually lower the front, and you can also lower the back of the seat itself. So you can lower down and then that way as well. So really good feature that Mitsubishi's added there to get the nice and most comfortable seating position in there too. And of course you have the backrest itself as well. On the actual door, another thing Mitsubishi's done good, what they do with a lot of their cars is actually mix up the materials they use, so you minimize the plastic, because having too much plastic in the car makes the car feel cheap. You get nice leather on the actual armrest itself, you get the vinyl on the actual door trim, and then they use different blends of plastic that actually have nice designs on them, so it really sets off that driver's door and makes you feel like you are driving something special. Now we'll keep working our way down the vehicle. Your fuel door is on the right hand side, so if you didn't ever fill up, at least you'll know which side the actual fuel door is on. Just going to open the back real quick, show you that you do also have the climate control in the rear, so you can actually control the climate, or the passengers can actually control the climate in the back of the car, which is actually another good feature as well. Now I'm just going to close the door, keep working our way to the back of the vehicle now, where you can see you do get the nice little lip spoiler on the back of the boot, or the little roof spoiler as they call it. Again, sets up the back of the vehicle. You also get the headlamp washer, and you do get the the wiper and the headlamp, the rear windscreen washer as well. Studying up my words there. As you can see, there is actually a full-size spare wheel just behind this. Now if you were opting to get the tow pack fitted, would highly suggest that you do get a spare wheel lift, so it actually just lifts up the spare wheel, so when you go to put something on the actual towboat itself, like the trailer, it makes life a whole lot easier. We'll take a look inside the back of the car now. So right now the seats are actually folded underneath. So what you can see is when you're actually not using the seats, you still get the normal boot space that you would have if this car was a 5-seater. Just under here is where the seats actually lie. Once they're actually out, the good thing is too, because the spare wheel is actually on the back of the door, the tailgate, you have that really good amount of storage in the actual where the seats are. Do also get a 12-volt socket here as well. So if you did want to put a mini fridge or something like that, you can. Air vents in the back, and you also get 2 cup holders too, so they have accessorized the back well for the kids in the back of the car. We'll keep working our way down the passenger side. You do also get the nice tail lights, good design what Mitsubishi's done there, made them clear, but also the chrome that matches with the front of the vehicle too. Keep working our way down. As you can see, the really bold arches on the sides of the car just gives that really good stance on the road. You also have the roof. You have the roof rails as well. So if you were ever thinking of getting roof racks, so if you wanted to put some things on the actual roof itself, it does make life a whole lot easier. What we'll do now, guys, is hopefully that's given you a really good representation of the outside condition, or not the conditions, sorry, the features on the car. We'll jump underneath the bonnet and run you through some of the specs on the engine. Alright guys, taking a look underneath the bonnet now. So what we have here is the 3.2 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine. This engine produces 141 kilowatts and also 441 newton meters of torque. You do also get a 5-speed sports automatic gearbox in the vehicle. Do have a really good sized fuel tank, 88 litres, and of course you do have to run it on diesel. The attractive thing though is actually the fuel consumption. For the size of the car and the engine itself and what can actually produce, 9.1 litres to the 100 k's is the average fuel distance. So out of that 88 litre tank, on average, you're going to get around 967 kilometres. This car will also tow 3 tonne when it is coupled with electric brakes. Alright guys, now take a look inside the MY20 GLX Pajero. We'll start off on the driver's side door. You do have all your power window controls. The driver's window is actually automatic, and that's up and down, so it does make life very convenient. You have all your central locking on the door as well, and then you do have the button to lock the windows. Now behind the steering wheel is where you have all your mirror controls. There's actually a button to fold in the mirrors. Now a little tip, you can actually fold in the mirrors from outside the car if you triple click the lock button on the remote, and the mirrors will actually fold in, and then once you actually unlock the car, it will just unfold itself as well. And then you have both your fog light buttons just here as well. On the right hand stalk is where you have your indicators and also your headlights, and then on the left hand stalk is where you have your front and rear windscreen wipers and the windscreen washers of course as well. Now actually on the right hand stalk is where you have the headlamp washer. Being the MY20, as I mentioned before, you do get the headlamp washers. Now on the steering wheel itself, really nice leather wrap steering wheel. On the right hand side is where you have all your cruise control settings. You have all your Bluetooth controls down below, and then all your media controls on the left hand side. Just behind the steering wheel down here, 2 buttons, the traction control button, and then you actually have automatic high beams in this vehicle as well. So what that is you have your high beams on, and as soon as the car detects any light coming the opposite way, it automatically dims the high beams, so a really good feature. Also your fuel door release is just under here. So if you did ever need to know where the fuel door is, you know it's on the left hand side, and the bonnet is on the right hand side. Now there is a screen on top of the main screen in here, which the Pajero's ran for years and years and years. So a couple different information it does have here. Outside temperature, the elevation, the barometer. You also have the date and the time. You can actually turn it off and then turn off completely, and then it just runs again through some other things. So really good little screen that Mitsubishi's kept in there, and the saying is if it's not broken, don't fix it. So definitely not broken, so we'll definitely keep it in the MY20. Moving into the main screen now, as you can see, they have gone with the screen they use in pretty much all the Mitsubishis these days. It's a very nice touchscreen display. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. I'll quickly show you here. You have the Bluetooth connectivity, as I mentioned before, connecting your phone just like an iPod, USB connectivity, AM/FM radio, digital radio as well. You also do get a really nice reverse camera, which is going to make life, especially reversing a big car like this, much easier. Down below is where you have all your climate control settings. So as you can see, your temperature on the left hand side, your fan speed on the right, and then the main screen in the middle to show you where the actual air is coming out. And then you have the rear button to actually control the air conditioning in the rear, and the kids can do it from just down below as well. Down here is where you have your rear diff lock, so if you did want to go forward driving, obviously you would like to click that. Just in front of the gear lever is where you have another 12-volt socket, so probably somewhere you could charge your phone. Your automatic gearbox, you can drive it as a normal automatic, especially if you're towing. You'd want to chuck it across here if you did want it, or even going off-roading for that matter, and then you can actually shift through the gears manually. And there's actually a little screen in the actual cluster itself that shows you what gear you're actually in. Your four-wheel drive selector, so 2 high, 4 high, and then you got the rest of the settings as well. To actually get into those, you have to push it down every single time, so you can't just go across. As you can see there, you do actually have to physically push it down. You get 2 cup holders that are coated in the, or the outside of it is in the piano black finish, which just really sets off the inside of the vehicle. You get the leather wrapped handbrake as well, so it always feels nice to pull that handbrake up. two center consoles, so you have the normal one here with the plastic as it's still a brand new car. So you can see somewhere, probably somewhere you'd put your wallet, as most people do, is also the feature to move it back and forwards. And then you have the actual center console itself in the just on the bottom. You also get a 12-volt socket. So again, probably somewhere where you can just chuck your phone in there and not have to worry about it. And then on the actual back of the center console, as I mentioned before, you have the climate control for the kids, and there also is air vents in the floor and the roof as well. So good, very good by Mitsubishi, the way they've accessorized the back for the kids too. Guys, hopefully that's given you a really good rundown on the actual features of the MY20 Pajero GLX. Now, a couple of things I'd like to talk about before I go. If you do see yourself owning this vehicle for a long time, would highly recommend that you do take our mechanical protection plan. It is going to give you an extra 5 years on top of the manufacturer's warranty and extend it to 200,000 kilometers instead of 100. You're also going to get unlimited claims up to $3,600 per claim and 10 years of premium roadside assist that'll start from day one. The other thing I'd like to talk to you about is the glass coat and tint package. So I can imagine you're definitely going to be getting tint on this vehicle, as all the windows are untinted, and the glass coat is going to give you a lifetime warranty on the actual paintwork. Now, of course, both these added features are an additional cost, but if you do use our in-house finance, once you package it with the car, Julia Maria business managers will actually show you how minimal it actually will affect the payments once you add them in. Last thing before I go, with a 4.8 star rating on Google with over 990 reviews, hopefully that can give you the peace of mind that you're buying a fantastic car from a Mitsubishi dealership, but you're also dealing with the right people as well. Again, number to call, 9907055. Would love to see you in a brand new MY20 Pajero. Thanks for watching.